Part 2, how to decorate your scatter plot.
Basically, all you need to keep in mind is that you can change the appearance of every feature on here. You can change the appearance of the background, these grid lines, the title, the very background. Outside of your plot, everything can be changed. So let's start with the inside background of the grid. Let's say I want to give that a nice gradient, so I double click there, and that should open up these features on the side here where you can change the fill and the border. My border is dropped down now. I'm gonna leave that alone. I'm gonna mess with the fill. I want a gradient fill because I've always been kind of a fan of gradient fills. So when I put that in, it puts it as a nice gradient fill where it's darker here and it gradually blends to a lighter one up here. You can mess with these features here to make those colors exactly how you want them, but I think you get the idea now. And notice when I did that, it made some of these grid lines a little harder to see. So I'm gonna want to make those a little darker. So I double click there. So now notice that I'm now formatting the major grid lines. It tells you here what you're about to change the appearance of. And I want it to be a little wider of a line. And I'm gonna change the color of it to black. Okay. And so that made those a little easier to see. On the horizontals, I'm going to double click on one of the verticals to do the same thing there. And there we go. I'm going to purposely leave those so that they're not as thick as the horizontal lines, just because I kind of like the way that looks. And then you can separately change the very background here. So I've double clicked in this space right there. You want to check out where my mouse is there. And I'm going to make it a pattern fill, and I'm going to fill that very background with this brick pattern there. You might not like the look of that. There is a way to get a picture in here as well, but I don't know if that's worth the time to put in the video. Those of you who want to put some kind of a picture in there, you're welcome to work with that. I'll bet you can figure out how to do it. I'm going to go back to solid here. There we go. That looks much nicer than those bricks. Now we can change the appearance of our major title. That should definitely be bold and maybe a little larger. Same with this axis title here, bold and larger. If I'm doing it to that one, I should do it to this one. Maybe you want that to be a little bit further from your axis numbers. You can do that by notice how I grabbed the top of the box there and dragged it down. So maybe let's give some more space there as well. So those are just some examples of some of the kind of things you can do. I'm hoping to give you a little bit of a chance to use your creativity here. Maybe you can think of a way to make the appearance of it fit the theme of your questions somehow. You can change the appearance of the dots, but it's a little bit tricky, and I recommend only messing with that if you've got a lot of extra time and if that's something that you really want to do. I'm not making any actual requirements on this. You're not required to do anything with the appearance. If you want to just leave it plain, you're welcome to, but I hope that you'll at least experiment with it and try out a few things to just to kind of have some practice with making your work look like you put some more thought and care and quality into it. So have fun with doing that, and while you're doing that, think a little bit more about your data, about what you might have learned from collecting this data, and I hope you have a good day. Stay curious, never stop learning.